Bart, we cannot hear you.
Okay, I have to unmute in order for you to hear me. Thank you for the introduction, Celine. The pleasure is also ours. Good morning, everyone. My name is Bart van den Wijngaard. I started the European business or the Benelux business for Ava Unified Security. I'm joined by Neil Gardner, who is technically very good and has an experience of more than 28 years in CCTV and video surveillance. I myself have a background of 20 years at Cisco. If you hear me talking about Ava Unified Security and you want a session or you're expecting a session on Vion, it can be confusing. There is an announcement that was launched a month and a half ago, and it will be official in September, 1st of September. So there's a merger of two solutions, Jazz Networks, which is a cybersecurity solution, and Vion, which is a physical video analytics solution. And they will be called a new name, Ava. If you hear me talking about Vion still or the cyber solution, it's because it's all very recent. The future name will be Ava Security or Ava Unified Security. Who are we? Well, first of all, we are a bunch of entrepreneurs who have a track record of either working at large corporate organizations and starting up new businesses. So the former CEO of Tandberg is one of our founders. Tandberg was sold for a couple of billion after a very successful launch. Then the former CEO of Acano is the second founder of our two platforms, so both the cyber and the video surveillance platform. Then we have people of BCG, of McKinsey, etc. So it is a bunch of people who know the market, who notice an innovation or a disruption of a market is possible, and then jump in it. So this is what happened 3 years ago, and the founders invested in 95 developers building the two platforms, and not like some other startups immediately start selling. We decided to make a product, two products, two platforms. It was working before we started selling it. So for 2 years, the platform was made. And then last year, we started selling in US, UK, then later on Scandinavia, and now we're starting here in Central Europe. Okay, so this is who we are and why we are not just a simple garage startup. There is some investment and capital behind us. It's also interesting to say, I still talk about a startup, although we're now 185 people. It's hardly a startup. It's maybe a scale up. The goal is to really continue the journey. You will see that also if you work with us. Every week, every couple of weeks, there are new features being added, and then it's like a Tesla. You come up in the morning, and the system will say, "Congratulations, you have done an upgrade, and you have now this and this extra features that are included on all your cameras." Okay, so what is the challenge that we saw with this video surveillance solution, and what are we trying to overcome? Well, first of all, there are a lot of cameras in the world, and they produce a lot of footage. With that footage, not too much is being done today. First of all, for really video surveillance and security, there are guards watching the video streams, and a human remains a human being, and he can only watch and be concentrated for a limited number of minutes, watching a limited number of screens. So researchers say that it's for 14 minutes or 13 minutes that you can watch concentrated 9 screens. But if you have more then you miss out things. And what if it's longer? So there's a lot of information and data that's being produced, and also a lot of that data can be used for measuring reasons, for business intelligence. Where are people located in retail? Where are devices specifically in healthcare located or left earlier? How to find people, what to do with occupancy, with COVID, how many people are in the whole building, not only in that camera, but a combination of everything. So that is really what we're trying to do, is we put a virtual person behind every camera that you have. It might be our camera, or it might be a third-party camera that you already have installed. We put them behind, and we let them watch you. The machine will learn what is normal, and will then be able to highlight what is not normal. You can define rules and have alarms. We can detect loud noises or glass break or whatever, because we have an acoustic sensor on our cameras. So that is in a nutshell what it is. And it's mainly because we want to real time look at what's going on, and maybe proactively see and make sure something doesn't happen that is about to happen. And if something happens, well, with our solution, it is extremely easy. You will see that in 2 minutes. It's extremely easy to investigate what has happened, and then to share with the people that you want to share it with. Might be supervisor, it might be the police force, or whatever. It is very easy and totally not time consuming to do that. So that's the first challenge that we want to overcome. The second challenge with our solution is the solutions that exist today are not that easy to work with, are not that easy to buy, because there's difficulty of licenses. You can have these features on those cameras and etc. You need a video management system, but if you want to do analytics, you can buy another solution that might or might not work together, and then this one upgrades, and then you have a difficulty, etc. With our solution, it is one solution. You have every feature on every camera, very easy, one license to buy, very easy to upgrade. And as you will see, it's not a Windows 95 like manage or operating system. It is really a very simple, I would say, Apple-like user interface, and you will see that very rapidly. What do we have? It starts with the products. Very simple. We have two cameras currently, a black one and a white one in every sort. So it's a dome, which is an angle, and it's a pano, which gives 360 degrees image. There's the server and there's the software. That's it. And that is the solution today. And the question already came during the start: is this an on-site or a totally cloud solution? Well, we're now rolling out the 100% cloud solution. We're testing it. It's by the end of August that we will launch that together with the Ava name launch. So then there will be 100% cloud solution without a server necessity on site, and with 99% of the feature similarities. And then by the end of this year, the two systems will be able to work in a hybrid mode, where some retail stores, for example, might be using a couple of cameras just on the cloud, but then their headquarters still have existing cameras. So there you will need to link to a server in order to have one single platform to do all the searches for. Okay, without further ado, I give the word to Neil, my colleague, to give you a demo. Neil, let me stop sharing, and
Okay.
Give you the ball.
Okay, just to check, you can see the system.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
Okay. Morning, everyone. So yeah, to go on from what Bart said, the two up and coming solution architectures we've got is the cloud-based solution, which is just where the cameras are on premises and connect via the internet connection to our cloud services. And then we have the on-premise server, which is what I'm demonstrating to you today. They both have the same look and feel, the same ease of use, and the same operation. The on-premise server is a Linux-based server. So we don't have the inherent issues that you would have with some other Windows-based servers where the engineers or the people operating the system would have to have knowledge on the Windows architecture and securing the Windows server to start with, and the setup of the server, along with updates and patches and so on. So the inherent security of Linux makes our products secure by design. So we sell what we call appliances rather than servers, because they're pre-installed with the operating system and the application. The application, again, is secured by default. As soon as you run the server, well, in fact, it cannot run without a secure password. And once that secure password has been entered for the first time, the system is operational. To log into the system, we're via a Chrome browser, and that's the way I've logged in today. We don't actually have any applications installed on any client workstations. So the benefit of that is if the server does have an upgrade or there's any maintenance done on the server, as soon as you log into the system through your Chrome browser, you're logged into the latest version. There's no labor-intensive upgrades of all the client workstations that are connected to the CCTV system. So the system is running on, like I say, Chrome, and the Chrome browser can run on the Mac platform, the Windows platform, Linux platform, and obviously the Chromebook as well, provided by Google. So as you can see, it's very easy to access the system. We also have a mobile device application, so it runs on the Apple and the Android platforms. So we can access the system via mobile device if need to as well. It has the same look and feel as the software. It's not a completely different application like some of our competition. So that was our complete ethos of our product. Make it secure, make it easy to use, and like Bart says, the Apple type interface for ease of use. So as we can see, conventionally looking CCTV system. On the left-hand side, we have a typical camera tree, which can be structured in any format you wish. You can put any number of folders there and structure the camera lists. There's also the option for layouts. So you can decide on how many cameos you'd like on the screen. And we can also store some pre-stored views. So you could select a number of cameras and store it as a view that's you can recall at any time or any operator. But the way the system is presenting me at the moment, it's using the AI and the machine learning of the analytics engine to present me with the cameras that it feels are the most interesting. Like Bart said, when the system is first installed, it's effectively a young infant, and it learns about the cameras that are connected to it. It learns where people normally walk, where vehicles normally walk, what time of day, and what day of the week these activities take place. And the system can then show me anomalies based on the activity of the previous week. So, for example, if in the midnight hours there's no activity on certain cameras, and then you get the activity, you'll be notified of that as a change to normal. So that's without any configuration. That's part of the machine learning side of the system. Also, in that learning now, we're presenting us with the cameras that are most interesting. We can also see I've got some different colored boxes around some of the cameos. This one, for instance, is showing me that this is an alarm, which is based on a scenario surrounding the COVID climate. And this is saying there's more than 3 people in a certain area on the camera itself. So we can apply different settings to the system these days to accommodate the guidelines that COVID has been implied to us. This one on the right-hand side is an alert, an anomaly that there's a vehicle in the loading bay. opposite the fire door. So I can open this alert again. It'll bring back the playback of the alert, and if there's an associated map, it will show me the map to show me the location of where that incident took place. So as you can see, there's the map. The cone on the map's gone red, and the vehicle has been shown in the lay-by. Incidentally, you'll see down at the bottom right of the pop-out window there, we've got this share or save button. This button appears in many locations within our software, and it's to give ease of use for you to export an incident or share an incident with a third party. This, we have the option to export. Obviously, you can export to a USB drive, a network drive, a DVD format, whichever format you wish to export to. Share link. This is an option to share to a third parties. And I'll show you a more interesting share link in a moment. And then bookmark. If you want to retain the footage on the server, maybe you want to keep the footage for 6 months and you want that footage then to overwrite after 6 months, or you might want to keep the footage permanently. You can select those options to bookmark the footage. Or the bookmark can be just as plain as easily retrievable footage that somebody has tagged on the system. So as you can see, we've got a pop-up alert here for the same alert. Again, if I click view now, that'll take me into the alert. It's the same alert. It's just showing me that a different way of showing the alert. So we can put the orange box or the red box around the cameo on screen, or we can pop up the video. So conventionally looking video there. We do have some other features where we can show information from the video. If I switch on the timeline, we can see the timeline at the bottom of each cameo. And you can see different colors there. We have the purple peaks and the turquoise peaks. So the purple are vehicles and the turquoise are people. I can also switch on the overlays, which show the boxes around the objects. So you can see the boxes around the vehicles and boxes around people. And also at the bottom right of each cameo, we have a count as well. So it's showing me the count of the number of objects that's been categorized within the scene. So I could just go and, we've got that export and share or save button down here, and I'll go and do a share link just to show you how easy it works. So the share link, it's grabbed those 4 videos, and it's grabbed the short analytics section at that moment in time. I can share this link, I can put some text with it, I can disable it after so many days, I can put a password on it. So just to give you an example of what happens, this link could be shared to a supervisor of the system, could be shared to the police force, external to the system. And via our cloud services, it will give them access to only that footage. So I'll just open a new tab on my browser and paste and go to that link. So this is a secure link, giving somebody secure access to our system, and it's only going to play back what you've sent them. So it's sent just a short 10-second clip of each of these cameras. And as I select the cameras, we just get the playback from that short clip. And this is the only interaction they have with the system, the shared link. Very nice feature, especially for people who want to send video to external parties. And there's information up there to show that the link is available until a certain date. So that was the share link feature. So I can select cameras, I can drag and drop, I can enlarge the scene, I can digitally zoom in, all the features you'd expect from a CCTV system. Just go back to small size. Oops, click the bottom there. So I can drag and drop cameras as I wish, and I could have a pre-stored view. So in this case, I could drag in the market view. And this will change the cameras and fix the cameras on the cameras that I've selected. Again, I could select a parking view. So you can have fixed views on the system. You can have multiple views as well. So if I click the plus here, I can open up another video view. So I would have 2 video views on the system, and if I wish, I could drag that video view to a second monitor. An alternative way of operating the system is via a map. So we can have maps. You can import any maps, and we can actually place on the map the camera cones and the camera views. If I click on the camera, we just get a pop-up of the camera itself. If I double-click the camera, I can pin it to the side. We can see the views from the cameras on the right hand side, and then if I click on one of the objects within the camera views, we get a zoomed in portion of the image. So when you compare it to the image on the right hand side, we can see the zoomed in portion of that. Again, I've got different overlays here. I can switch on the video path and the counts. So we can see the counts at the bottom right. That is the overall counts for the whole map, and then the individual counts on each camera. If I scroll back in time along the timeline, I can just get back to say 9 o'clock, and we can see those 23 people and no vehicles. If I double click the timeline, it'll take me straight to that playback point, and it'll show me the footage on the right hand side and the location of the objects. In the case of the market store, we have 2 cameras here. Again, they're showing the 2 views in the market, and we can also see some extra information here. I've got these buttons on the map, and these are showing me the information of the number of objects present. For example, in the top aisle, there's 0 objects. If I go to the middle aisle, we've got 2 objects. Again, this can be related to COVID type applications where in, say, a supermarket, a shopping mall, a office, you might only be able to have a certain number of people within a certain area. Maybe a gym, you might only be allowed to have 4 people in the gym. And this could give me the real-time counts of people within those areas on the map. And we can also alert based on any limits may have been hit. I've just lost connection to our server. So that's come back. Also, we got line crossing counts. So you can put a line across a doorway. We can actually count the number of people going in and out of premises. In the UK, there's some little laws have been passed where people have limits of the number of people in, say, supermarkets and buildings and rooms, and we can do those counts and obviously alert on those levels that have been met. If I show you another scenario, we've got a car park type scenario. So we'll scroll down here. And again, we've got the map is showing me the view and obviously a number of cars on the car park. Again, I can pin the cameras out, and I can select just a car to look at. So we can see again the zoomed in portion of the image is just that car, and obviously the right hand side image is the full view, and we've got the counts across all those images. So the searching, we've got various different searches. Appearance, obviously appearance of an object. Line crossing, we can draw a dynamic line on any image to detect an object crossing. Loitering, we can do that for a time-based loiter, and this can be seconds, minutes, or hours, and this can be a vehicle or a person or a number of people. The sound is based on the sound analytics that's available in our cameras only. So our cameras have got an inbuilt microphone array, and we have audio analytics there to detect glass breaking, loud noises, gunshots, explosions, etc. I'll just do a quick appearance search. So we can see we can search for a person or a vehicle. To select the person, we've got some simple search options here. We can search by gender, male or female. We can search by a dominant color on the top and bottom half of the body, or we could use a reference image. With everybody having mobile phones these days, if somebody was seen to be suspicious in a car park and somebody took a photo of them, that photo from their phone could be used as a source image to go searching in the footage. So I'll go into the footage, and I'll pick some live cameras that we've got in our office in New York. I'll go and search the last 24 hours and see what we can find in the last 24 hours. We're getting some hits on results there. So we can see within the kitchen in the New York office, we're getting some hits there. If I float over the cameo, we'll get playback in a small window of the object that was categorized. If I then click the playback button, we'll get a pop out and the associated map. So we can see we're getting a little pop out of the playback of that particular point in time where the object was detected. I'm going to select this object, and it's up there in my my list at the top. What I'm going to do now is add in the rest of the cameras in the office, just to go and search to see if I can find that person around the office. So again, I'm going to search around. It's going to give me a bunch of results. As it searches, it takes a little bit of time to search across the cameras. We can see it's searched and found multiple people because I haven't told it to try and find somebody who looks similar to this one I've selected. Now I've selected the similarity, we'll get hits of similar looking objects. We get the odd anomaly where you'll see the person in the scene is not the person that you've selected, but then sometimes we'll get the object walking through. It just didn't play there for some reason. It went dark. But you know, these objects that have been shown here, I can select these. I just add them up to my playback list at the top. And this could be an incident that's going on in the office. So I've got what I would effectively call a storyboard of an event, maybe a person accessing a location and stealing some objects. And I can go straight to my share or save here. I can go into my export, and there we are. We've got the 4 clips ready to be exported with minimal effort. And within a few clicks, you can actually get your export and get the footage you're looking for. I click export and I'll export to a USB stick. Again, I could share this to somebody else just by simply clicking the share link. So that's just you know, a typical appearance search. A line crossing search, just to show you this one. I'll go for a vehicle in this case. I'll pick a scene in a roadway here, and I can draw a line here, and I can actually say I want to only detect cars going in a certain direction. I'll say in the last 30 minutes, click search, then we'll get results of the cars in one direction. The result on the right is actually a reflection in the glass of the other car, so it is a correct anomaly, but we'll see. You'll see the car is actually going in the correct direction when it plays back. It's taking a little bit of time to play back for me here. No, it doesn't want to play back. So we'll see all the cars, obviously they're pointed in that direction. Just to show you that this is a dynamic search, I can actually relocate the line. So I click on the line and I'll move it down to here. So I'll move it down to here and then rerun the search. And we'll see we get a different set of results of the vehicle there. So the other searches are loitering. Like I say, we can search for a person or a vehicle, loitering for longer than 60 seconds, minutes or hours. With this being a demo system, we might get an extensive amount of results here if I was to do this search. So I won't do that search today. And then the sound, again, glass breaking or loud noise. They're the 2 dominant searches on the audio analytics. One thing I just thought, one thing I didn't show you in the live view is actually normal playback. I always tend to do the analytics-based playback where we're doing the searches because it's a lot easier. But I can just do raw playback. I've sent the system into playback here, and where I move my mouse, you can see we get a quick pop-up of a little snapshot of the cameo at that point in time. I can go into the calendar and pick the time and date I wish, and I've got some playback speed buttons here. And I can drag this timeline back as well. So simple playback. I rarely use raw playback these days, but the feature is there. You know, I let the system and the intelligence do the playback for me. I think we're pretty much there. Bart, anything you think would be a benefit to share?
No, we covered most, you covered most of, yeah, of course, we can continue and individually we can go deeper. But the goal is to get an introduction to see, okay, from one side, a normal video surveillance solution with a lot of extras that can be done. And also for in the direction of IoT to use these sensors as really business feed for for intelligence, for business intelligence in any situation. So I think we did what we intended to do, Celine. So
Thank
maybe
you.
there are questions.
I'm gonna stop the recording for a